that way, and maybe it's because I just have like massive insecurity, who knows. But the reason that I tend to always start with proof, right? And so I would rather, like, and if you don't have external achievements, right, then you need the achievements to be effort-based rather than external, okay? So what does that mean? So instead of saying, hey, I did a $100 million launch, that's an external achievement. Everyone can see that, great, lots of money, et cetera, right? I could say, I made 35,000 pieces of content. You can control that. Now, whether you did a good job or not is a separate thing. But when you do effort-based achievements, it's kind of like grind or pay, right? And so in the beginning, you don't have the money or the proof to do it, so you have to grind. And so grind-wise, it's like, I'm gonna make 35,000 pieces of content and document what you're learning along the way. That's fine. Like, that's the game. And so that will be kind of phase one. Phase two is be willing to work with people for free. People spend way too, like, I'll say this differently. If you're getting started, every single business to this day, I still start with free stuff because I want to get feedback from people. I want to know what they like, what they didn't like, what their pain points are. I want to figure out how to smooth out the process. I want to figure out all these different things. And me trying to guess at that on my first shot and ask people to pay me, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to have a bad reputation. I don't want it, right? And so it's going to take you so much more time. Think about this. For you to get 10 customers who pay you, with it never giving anything away for free is going to take a long time. You getting 10 people to start working with you for free and then using the 10 testimonials you get there to then get your 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th customer is going to take you less time to get that 10 paying customers if you do 10 for free first of whatever it is that you sell. So that's my 2 cents. More people knowing about your stuff is not going to make you less money. I do think, though, that like big picture, it also kind of depends what you're going to get into. If you want to be, it's like, I want to be a business coach. It's like, well, dude, just look at the people who have the most credibility in business. They have some big giant thing behind them, right? I would not try and compete there. I would try and compete on a much smaller pond that I can be king of. Not even a pond, like a puddle. Like, just be king of this itty bitty puddle and create proof around that little itty bitty puddle. And you will find people who are willing to pay you because you are a specialist and because they have access to you, okay? And I'll give you one more tidbit for those of you guys who are starting out, and then I'll take the next call. So when you're starting out, you always have an advantage, all right? Every position has an advantage on the board of the game. So if you're a super baller, right? You're a G or whatever you want to say, right? My position is to say, don't go with Weenie McGee over here. He's in his mom's basement and doesn't know what he's talking about, right? I have been doing this for however many years and look at all this credibility and look at all this proof, right? Cool. Weenie McGee, right, is going to be in his mom's basement and he's going to be like, don't hang out with Alex. You're never going to talk to Alex. There's no chance, right? You're going to be talking to someone 3 levels down from him and you're just going to be a number to them. I mean, that's what I would say. Of course, we don't operate that way, but like, that's what you would say, right? And so if that's your position, then you say, dude, you're going to get my phone number. And so it's not, am I better than Alex? Of course I'm not better than Alex. Like, own that. Of course I'm not better than Alex. But I am better than the 3rd rung down on his company, and you're going to get my phone number, and I care about my reputation, and that person doesn't. That's where you compete. And so that's how you can start getting a foothold, which is why there will always be room in the market for people who are new, because people who are established are going to have their position to play. Coca-Cola Classic is going to say, we're the classic. We've been doing this forever. And the people who are new and upstart is like, hey, I'm a young founder. Just try my soda out. If you like it, tell me, give me feedback. I'll try and fix it. That's the position. Both can win. And for everyone who's like, I don't think this will work or something like that, it's like, dude, like, I was in the same position. It's not like I'm 50. You know what I mean? Like, I started at 0 2. And you just have to outwork, right? And you got to say, like, I'm willing to do more than those guys are. And in the beginning, people don't want to say it. I'll do it for less until eventually you have proof. And then when you have proof, it becomes a virtuous cycle of charging more. Okay. Caller 2, Steven, let's rock and roll.
Until eventually you have proof. And then when you have proof, it becomes a virtuous cycle of
Steven.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Caller 2.
All right, mute me in the background.
Will do.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man. I'm gonna because the team collected your numbers. So monthly revenue right now is $54K, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
and then ad spend is $3K.
Yeah. That's monthly.
Yeah, per month. I got you. This is per month. Great. Ads is $3K. Great. Per month.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Per
Yeah.
month. Industry is your medical. What do you do? Custom insoles.
Yes, I'm a podiatrist.
Oh, cool. Yeah. A buddy of mine's dad was a podiatrist back in Baltimore. Okay, the offer is insoles for 300. So this is your AOV, call it, right? Is 325.
Yeah.
I know that you're in pounds, but I'm just used to writing dollars, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, constraint is Google Ads are underspent. Okay, so you can't spend more than the 3,000 a month. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, are you local?
Yeah, I do. I have a Google Ads specialist that is running my Google Ads, so that's something I never learned. But,
Now, are you local?
He told me that local in the Netherlands, you mean?
Like, are you running ads for a local business? Or are you running this ad spend nationally?
Oh, sorry, for a local business, yes.
Okay, you're local. So people do that. They come in, they get measured or whatever, and then they get insoles, correct?
Exactly, yes. Correct.
Okay, got it. So they're saying they just can't spend more money.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I believe that. How big of a city are you in? Like, what's your 10-mile radius?
I thought he said around 10 kilometers, something like that. But I was also thinking from maybe he doesn't have the skills just to scale the campaign, so to say. So I am already in touch with a general marketing agency that is already checking in with another Google Ads specialist to see from if they can duplicate certain campaigns and get better results.
Yeah. So I'll say this, man. So I mean, congrats, you're doing 600-ish a year. I would strongly recommend you learning this stuff because it's not that hard. Like, it's really not that hard.
Okay, cool.
Because then you're not gonna right now, you're saying the constraint of the business is under someone else's control, right? That's a tough position to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So I would want to own this myself. And I'll tell you a story that really changed my perspective. I haven't told this story in a really long time, so this will be a good one. So I went to this meetup where everybody was doing 8 figures or more. And at the time, I wasn't, and so I snuck in. They were like, "No, we think you're going to be, a big baller," because whatever, they recognized the magic in me. But anyway, so they let me come. And what was really interesting is one of the guys who was making the most money in the room, when he went up and presented, he said this really interesting thing. He said, "I would encourage everyone here," because someone asked him "Hey, so what are you doing to reinvest in your education right now?" He said, "Well, at the level that I'm at." And he was making, I think, 30 or 35 million. I remember thinking, I was like, oh my God, this person is God, when I heard that. But he said he was making $35 million a year. And he said, I would encourage you to write down a percentage of your income, whatever percentage you're comfortable with, and put that as your learning budget, all right? And that learning budget, he said, you should spend that every month and expect to have 0 ROI on 9 out of 10 things. And then the 1 thing will make you 10 times the money. It's almost like doing a venture bet on yourself from an education perspective. And so I took that to heart, and then I started saying, okay, you've got your $3,000 a month. I want you, Steven, to do $3,000 a month that you control. And you saying I'm going to spend $100 a day, and I'm going to see if I can beat this guy. Because I promise you, when it's your business, you'll beat him. You'll suck in the beginning, but you'll quickly learn. PPC for Google Ads is really not hard. They make trillions of dollars to try and make it easy for you. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. That's great advice, man. Thank you. Definitely go start with that.
Yeah, and the nice thing is that no matter what, if you spend more money on ads, you're going to make more money. So even if you're inefficient, you'll still increase top line. But I think that if you just try and get good at that, and then I would also reach out to whatever these other agencies are. I don't mind spending more on this because, again, the big picture is you have bigger goals than this, right?
100%.
Right. So just don't let your ego get wrapped up in your 1 month or 2 month profit. That profit will be there if you choose not to spend money. It's always there, right? So I would want to take as much of that profit as humanly possible. And I'm telling you how I do things. I take all that profit and I just see that as this is my opportunity to reinvest in the business. When the business is small, reinvestment is you. You're the reinvestment. And so that's where I'm okay, I'm going to pay my current agency. I'm going to pay the next agency. And I'm going to tell both of them I want them to teach me what they're doing. And I'm going to spend my own budget too.
Yeah, so that was originally already my plan. So I had just a call this afternoon with the new agency, and I told them look, if we're going forward with the Google Ads specialist, I want to have weekly calls to at least know what he's doing in the ad account, so I just can follow the guy, and that may ever have new ideas that I can just try out, but that I understand what he's doing.
Let me tweak it for you. Let me tweak it for you. You're going to ask how often are they going to be really doing work on the campaign? Let's just guess it's twice a week, okay? I'm going to